Hey guys, you're doing it. Big fantastic. Thank you for asking. Welcome to my Christmas memories. I have my happy thoughts shirt on while we remember these happy memories. Well, one of them's not happy. Happy thoughts are just thoughts with serotonin. I'll go ahead and get started because I'm sure y'all are just dying to know my Christmas memories. And some of them are good. Some of them are good. Don't you worry. I got you. Someone had asked what my first Christmas memory was, and it's kind of weird because thinking back, I don't really remember. Like the first like vivid memory I have of Christmas is like when I'm like 8, I think. 8 or 9. That's so weird. I feel like that's so late. But yeah, so when I think of like my first Christmas memory, the most like memory that had an effect on me, I guess, was one day I woke up in the middle of the night and I couldn't not look, and I like peeked through my door and there was a stuffed animal horse, which blew my mind because one, I loved horses, and two, I wasn't really allowed to have a whole lot of stuffed animals because I hoarded all of them. I still do, but now I can't have my mom telling me I can't. That, and then I think another Christmas I had I walked out of my room and there was just a giant tent there and it was the greatest thing in the world. But going back to the horse thing, okay, so the way my house was set up when I was a kid, my room was on the complete opposite side of where the bathroom was. And so that night, you know, I was a kid and my parents were very, very adamant on teaching me Santa was in existence, you know. They told me like, oh, if you have to go to the bathroom in the night, make sure you go like this because you don't want to walk out and see Santa, you know. And I was like, yeah, okay. Keep in mind, I'm like 8, like I should have known by now, but you know, so still what? And so of course in the middle of the night I had to go to the bathroom, and I had like this weird science book, this big white science book, and I was like, this will be big enough so I won't accidentally see Santa. So I put it up to my face and I walk across the whole house blocking where Santa could possibly be, and I went to the bathroom and I put it on this side and walked back to my room, got in bed, and I laid there and I was like, well, I didn't hear Santa, so maybe I could look now. And that's when I went and peeked and the horse was there, so good times. You know, now that I'm thinking about it, I think Christmas was the first time I ever saw Link, because I'd go home, I'd go to Oklahoma for Christmas to go visit my grandparents and my cousins and everything, and that's when my cousin was playing Legend of Zelda. So does that mean it's mine and Link's anniversary? How many years is that? 22? I have a 22-year anniversary going on with Link. My soulmate. I love you. This is sad. It is nice though, like every Christmas I've had, I either go to like my mom's side of the family for Christmas or I'd go to my dad's side of the family. Like we'd always kind of split it every other year. And so that way I'd always be with family for Christmas. And this is the first year that I'm not doing that. Thanks, Rona. But you know, I want to protect my grandma, I want to protect my family because I don't want to fly and maybe infect myself. I don't want to get sick in the first place. Like that doesn't sound fun at all. No, thank you. But at her house, it's not like an old person's house. You know how like some people have like the old person smell? Her house smells more of like a warm, homey, antique kind of smell, and it's the best. And she has like a million clocks everywhere. Everywhere, and they all go off at the same time, and I love it. Every hour, on the hour, all the clocks go off, even the grandfather clock. I love it. Gage hates it. He absolutely hates it. Every time we go there, he has to ask my grandma to turn off all the clocks because he hates it so much. Another thing that we do though when we go to my grandma's house is she has a pool table, and it's like tradition. Garrett and we always battle, and then now Gage is like of age, he can play. Of age. Sometimes my uncles join in. My dad and my grandpa used to join in too. It's always a lot of fun. I think I've vlogged it in the past, just playing pool. Okay, so another thing that we do on my dad's side of the family is when we open gifts, we always open from like the youngest to the oldest. It's not like, okay, the 3 Witcher kids are gonna open the gift. It's always like the youngest to the oldest. My dad hated when that happened because one, he always had to take his morning Christmas poop. Don't know why. It would take like 2 hours too, but he'd always take forever to poop. And then when it was time to open, we'd all be in the living room waiting, and then he'd come out and he'd sit down, and then we'd all start opening presents, but it would take forever, and we were always tightly packed into a living room. Also bad for Rona, but it would be so hot, and my grandma likes, you know, it's like, she likes the warmth. It's cold outside, it's snowing. But my dad was like this big, like 6'2", like thick man. It's like he'd have like these little personal fans around him, and he'd just be sitting there with like the Christmas box like flattened, just waving himself, going. And then he'd do the dad thing where the dads have the trash bags and they gather like all of the wrapping paper and they like ball it up and throw it in. However, we are the witchers, and we would all have, we'd get the wrapping paper balls and just start chucking it at each other when we're not looking. And it's not the kids too, my dad would do it. He would instigate it. So to flip it, on my mom's side of the family, my grandma used to bake everything all the time. We'd walk in and it would smell like baked goods and my grandma, and it was amazing. Sugar cookies, fudge, pralines, buttermilk pie, chocolate pie, peanut butter cookies. It would all be just laid out on the bar in the kitchen. And I was the worst drive-by snacker. I would go and like take Tupperware, open the Tupperware, take out a fudge piece and wrap it in paper towels and like try to like sneak away. My mom just gave up because I just walk around and be like, who was gonna stop me? Not her. So I've mentioned that I was kind of a weird child, right? Like, I mean, like I'm weird already, adult. But I was a weird kid. So my mom, I think I was like 13, so like 2005. My mom decided that that year she wanted a real Christmas tree, but she wanted it flocked, I think, is that the proper term, with like the fake snow on it. And so like we got that kind of tree, and it looked really pretty, it looked really nice. She decorated it well from what I can remember. However, she had 2 children, technically 3, but like 2 children that were annoying. Garrett and I quickly discovered how fun it was to play with our little Lego men on the tree with the snow, the fake snow. And we would get all the presents and like build it into our Lego mansions. And yeah, my mom hated that. Did not like that, not at all. She hated stepping on the Legos. She hated finding the Legos in the tree. So Garrett and I decided it was a good idea to crawl under the tree, go behind the tree in the little corner in the back of the tree where my mom didn't decorate, and that's where we played with our Legos. She did not like that either, but it's okay. When we were decorating or just enjoying, I guess, taking in the tree, we played this one CD that we had. It was a Christmas CD, but like it was the only one we had, and we played it every single time. And we'd play it like at dinner, we'd play it when we opened presents, we played it just to see the tree, when we would watch the fireplace. Pretty much always just played this one CD. And so it's like beat into my head of like, this is the ultimate Christmas CD. So my parents' divorce started taking place around Christmas time. So I put in the CD knowing this was probably gonna be the last time we listened to the CD as a family. I remember sitting at the fireplace alone, looking up at my parents' bedroom door and just knowing that this was the end. Like, this was the end of it. And to this day, I cannot listen to any song off of that CD. I cannot. I've tried and I can't. I just start crying instantly. If you're curious as to what the first song is, because I can tell you, and you can go listen to it. I looked it up on YouTube, but I was like coming up with all these memories. Yeah, I found it. I made it 10 seconds in. The song is It Came Upon a Midnight Clear by Johnny Mathis. I think that's how you say his last name, but it's, I would play it too, but I feel like YouTube would just be like, eh. But you can just go look it up yourself and just imagine tears welling into my eyes, because that's what happens. On a lighter note, another Christmas memory I have, which is so bizarre, and I don't know why I remember this, but I do. When was it? Like 2009, 2010? No, it had to have been Christmas 2009. I discovered Kesha. And I discovered the song TikTok for the first time. And it was the best song I'd ever heard. It still slaps. I will say it's a very good song. Very good song. Kesha deserves better. But I just listened to it over and over and over and over. And I just remember sitting in my room with my little iPod, or was it my iTouch? I don't remember that. I don't remember that part. But I just over and over and over. And then it gets worse because, so my jeans, for whatever reason, smelled like the guy I had a crush on in school. And so I just kept smelling my jeans while listening to Kesha's TikTok. And for some reason that's a Christmas memory I have. Those are all the Christmas memories I could come up with for you today. I hope they were enjoyable. I don't know, my brain, I'm sure I'm gonna remember more later and be like, oh, why didn't I put that in the video? Next Vlogmas, I will do it. If you do another Vlogmas, Kate, I'm gonna be so mad at you. You better prepare, like I mean months ahead, girl, months. Vlog, my voice is going away, okay? Future Kate, if you're watching this. Also, future Kate, if you're watching this, I'm sorry that I complained so much about being 28 and I'm old, because now technically you're older than me, so. I'm gonna regret saying that. I'm gonna hate myself for saying that. High five though. All right, I'm gonna go. I hope you guys have a fantastic day and love and stuff, and I will see you tomorrow. Happy Vlogmas, bye!